Sparks, I can't have you on this show if you're gonna hack. If you're gonna hack me, probably can hear. People can hear me. Can you hear me? I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty with Sparky. She is not that thrilled about streaming live, although she's especially thrilled about just hanging out for this. Um, let's see. Here we go. It's 8 o'clock. I switched to this. Oh, there you missed her. A little slow. All right, folks, we're catching up here. I'm on a time delay with what I see, with what you see, with what's really happening, and that still messes with my mind a little bit. Sparky is in the house right now, but she's a little bitey just because it's her bedtime. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, Unshunned. In fact, Unshunned folks got some before this, before live, but it's not really live. Sparky was showing off, flirting around, and I'm get that posted later on. Here's something I want to share with you. Because I'm a dickhead, as Sparky would tell you, I like to go live on Facebook somewhere between 7:30 and 8 to tell them that I'm not going live. So now this stupid video that I put on there, let's see if you can see it. Don't matter if you can see it or not. And I just tell people, basically, I wrote on the box that I'm going to be streaming live at 8, but only on YouTube. And I didn't really say anything, and Sparky flew into that one. Now that has 87 views. So, by my way of thinking, there should be 87 people watching this thing right now, but we got 14. So, once again, if they want to see me, I guess they can only see me on Hatebook. That's kind of really fucked up. Sparky's biting away here. Let me put this thing down. It is Season 2, Episode 2. Nice flying away there. April 3rd, 2021. I'm excited. Welcome. Introduce yourself in the chat. I'm very excited to report that the live show last week, Music Fest Cafe, Steel Stacks at Arts Quest, was fantastic for me. I review my own show like an asshole, but we had a lot of fun. The venue's fantastic. They are socially distancing. I can't say words now. That's something that's happened during this past year. But the show was filmed for me by them, and the only thing that's weird about it is that the audience isn't really mic'd up, and the video shoot is kind of like from behind everyone, so it sounds like I'm either performing for no one, or they thought whatever I said wasn't funny. Now, the kind of funny thing about that is when I listen to the little bit of the recording, it's kind of not unlike when I streamed live from my living room, but I can't hear you anyway, so I don't know if it was the universe saying, this is what you're used to, so this is how we'll do it. Now, good news, bad news scenario. Many of you are over on my Patreon, my Unshunned, and when I say many, I mean like 13. So the clips that I'm going to drop from that show are going to be exclusively for my Unshunned for a while. Eventually, they'll come out of there, but I'm still trying to figure out how to make a living. That was my first paid gig since November, and that was basically, here, I'll give this money to my landlord, who was in the audience, so I couldn't fucking lie and say, well, I didn't really make any money because he was there. But that was the pay the rent show, which I was thrilled to do. I would have been nice to be able to keep some of the money for myself, but that's another future me coming up. So here we go. For the Music Fest show, As I've been streaming live here, I have been trying to create live performance for you. So I felt compelled to try to create streaming live from my living room for them. So I did go on stage with cheater notes and left them all around. That was a lot of fun. And you guys rock, because here's what happened is, well, I was posting the week before um, about how worked up I was about performing live. Now, for me, being worked up is a good thing. I get worked up about going on a roller coaster. I get worked up about performing live. I get worked up about seeing Niagara Falls. But a lot of folks took that to mean that I was worried, and they were posting. It's hard to be mean to people when they're being nice to you. You guys are amazing. You'll be fine. Don't worry. Everything will be great. You're going to kill it. I actually wasn't worried about me. I was worried about the fucking audience. I am used to performing. I've been workshopping a live show for a whole fucking year right in this living room. I was used to performing. I wasn't short of material. I wasn't worried about me, but the audience was out of practice with being an audience. And it's also, when it's socially distant, that was weird too, because the tables could all like see each other. And I actually kind of liked that system, because I could see what tables were laughing. If there were any drunken assholes, I could see where the trouble was coming from. But I wasn't worried about me. I was worried about them. They're not used to being out. You're not used to being out. I was worried they wouldn't know when to laugh, when to clap, when to pee. But I was thinking, it's probably just like riding a bicycle. You know, it all comes back to you. And if you would fall off your bike, you just hop back on there. But also, that's a bad analogy, because if you fell off your chair at my live show, that means you're a drunken ass and you don't just get to hop back on there. You would have to go home. So I'm excited to drop some of those clips in the days and weeks to follow. Again, this is for my unshun. You can get in there for like $3, because it's going to be offered to all the tiers. And Richter's probably in the house here somewhere. Richter's my lone, I don't even know the name of the group he's in, for crying out loud. He's my lone $50 thing. Richter, if you're watching, you will have access to the whole show like right away. And so will Keith from Keith's show, because he's my man. He hooked me up. But everybody else, you're going to have to get drips and drams, which kind of makes me a dick. But again, I'm still trying to figure out how to live. Now, more fun stuff tonight. I'm going to try to do a little bit of an intermission, but I will be here, and I'll put the intermission screen up, and then I'll hop in the chat a little bit and try to get caught up in comments and see whatever the hell's going on in there. That could be a complete disaster. I don't know. But we're trying to shake things up here at Teen a little bit. So the other fun thing that happened for me was, because if everything is still nuts and social distancing, and we're waiting, everybody wants to get their vaccinations, Steel Stacks, Arts Quest, Music Fest Cafe did everything perfect. I couldn't think of a safer, more giant open space to start my coming back into the world live. In fact, I drunk texted Arts Quest. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I say, hey, you were awesome tonight, man. I can't wait to get back inside your venue. And that sounded real slutty and shit. But apparently that wasn't as crazy of an idea as I thought it was, because hopefully, I don't have a date yet, but hopefully they will be redoing me another show soon-ish. And when I mean ish, I mean probably after Music Fest is the thing. We don't have a date, and I'm not supposed to announce it, and I just did. So when they hear that I announced the show that I'm not supposed to announce, I probably won't fucking get it now. So, mum's the word on that. So, moving on to sheet 2 on my cheater notes here. Last week at the live show, I was very excited for this joke. It was Earth Day, right? And in Earth Day, we were all supposed to shut our electric off for 1 hour from like 8 to 9. And that's around when my show started. And I announced to them that, because it's Earth Day, we have to shut all the electric off for like an hour. It's kind of like Amish Appreciation Day. And they just like, that fucking flatline. Probably because, A, nobody believed I would actually shut all the electric off. I probably should have had Arts Quest shut all the juice down, then they would have known I wasn't fucking around. Or they never heard of the day. Either way, that joke flatlined. Also, the performance venue over there is so amazing. The curtains were open. You can see the steel stacks behind me. I am trying to special order without paying a lot of money a shower curtain with the actual steel stacks on it so I could stream here and it looked like I'm over there. But that's neither here nor there. I got all kinds of fun stuff to talk about tonight. What the hell was I talking about? Bibbidi bobbidi boo, curtain cheater notes. Oh, know this. Hope I don't knock anything down. I was going to say, since we have warm weather, you got to get ready to like go to the beach and stuff. But I forgot that when baseball season begins, it gets fucking cold as hell by tradition. Almost like when the Halloween parade comes out at the start of winter, we get nice weather, and then baseball starts up, and then it gets fucking cold again. But I have a surefire way for you to slim down, lose some weight, get in shape for beach season without changing what you eat. I'm telling you right now, it's very simple. It's my eat like a bird system. Now, when people say, oh, they eat like a bird, they usually refer to somebody who's not eating a lot. And that's actually an insult because most birds eat twice their normal weight. Sorry, Sparky, but I'm just trying to share some information here. So when you say, oh, they eat like a bird, that's not a compliment because like birds fucking walk around in their food and they eat. It's just weird. But the way to lose weight is to eat like a bird. Try this out. Plate up your food like you normally would, right? And then set it on the table and then look around to make sure nothing's coming to kill you. And then when it's safe, shovel 3 things in real fast and then run away to safety. Run out of there and then come back in and look around before you run back in to make sure nothing is possibly trying to kill you on the way back to your plate of food. When you get there, don't eat right away. Look around again to make sure nothing is trying to kill you. And then 3 more and run off and look around, make sure nothing's trying to kill you. Keep repeating that until the meal is finished. Now, pretty good chance that's going to fill up your whole day. It's going to take you a whole day to eat one fucking meal, and you will have clocked in at least 9 miles of running away, coming back, making sure nothing's trying to kill you. That is the Eat Like a Bird diet. Get you in shape for the beach. You are welcome. All right, moving on here. Here we go. This is a fun one for me. Because during this whole thing I've been doing, things that I forgot last week. So some things that I forgot last week, I'll perform them now, even though you fuckers probably weren't there. Some of you were there, though. There were some people from my live stream that were there, because Sparky got a shout out and all that shit. I forgot to do alternate universe pandemic, which is something that I really wanted to do, and it's a little bit of a rerun, but imagine that if an alternate universe that instead of making it so we couldn't do anything, we had to do stuff, even shit that we didn't want to do. And there would be like a golfing stage, and everybody would have to fucking golf. I don't want to fucking golf, but the golfing stage, you couldn't get to that until we completed successfully the fishing stage. And everybody would have to be out there fishing with big fucking stupid boots, and people who like to fish would be happy, and people who hated fishing would, this is fucking stupid, and the fishermen would go, don't fuck it up for us because we want to get to the golf stage. So I forgot to do that. Alternate universe pandemic, but I did get to perform for them. See, we're living in a weird time in history, whether you believe it or not. There's PP, that's pre-pandemic. There's P right now, pandemic, and hopefully we're going to get to PP post-pandemic. And all that talk at Steel Stacks, I was about PP. I thought people might have to actually pee, so we had to change P to wee wee so we don't get our P's and Q's all mixed up. And somehow somebody requested this, and I don't know why, but I do request now and again. So here we go with this. Somebody actually requested that I pour water into this jar and go, ah, which is really fucking stupid. I actually hate that noise. I don't know why people do it. They go, ah. You see, that sound doesn't enhance the drink at all because you've already drank the drunk. You drunk the drink. It's fucking gone. And it's kind of like a compliment to whatever you're drinking. Ah, you sure were good. But the thing can't fucking hear you because it's already inside you. And I don't think most fluids can hear anyway. So there you go, special request. Ah, all right. Fuck me in a bucket of goo. So, as I said, I believe strongly about this. We are living actually through an incredible time in history, bad incredible as it may be. And typically, when you study history in school and stuff, and then you get anybody who would be considered to be a survivor of the Great Depression, survivor of the World War, of the Titanic, when they're teaching that in history, anyone who lived through it is somebody that can speak. A guest speaker, you can go on the school tour, those Lyceum programs, or whatever the hell is it, we'll be studying the Titanic, and we actually have a survivor from the Titanic to speak. I'm here to tell you, nobody is going to invite us to speak about the PPPPP pandemic because, first of all, our stories won't even match. If you talk to someone, a survivor of the Titanic, they'll say, it was horrible, and the lifeboats came, and we didn't know if there would be enough for us. The stories would match, kind of, sort of. Our stories won't fucking match, and that'd be the problem. Oh, it was horrible, and the people go, it was nothing. So, if they would invite us to speak, though, there'd be, you know how young kids, there'd be a little snot-nosy thing going on there. And this is a horrible thing that we've been going through. There's no two ways about it. So I'm practicing because I think I actually want to do that pandemic survivor history speaker, and it'd be something like this. I'd be in a high school auditorium, and I'd be up there and go, you kids don't understand. We couldn't go into a bar to buy a beer. And then, of course, the kids would start asking questions, and the hand would go up. Question. So you couldn't have any alcohol during the pandemic. Oh, we could have alcohol. And then the kids would start to go, he's fucking crazy. I don't know why did they bring this guy in? What the fuck? Did we pay for this guy? And the questions, and then the speech would continue. No, you kids don't quite grasp what happened here. We couldn't go into a restaurant and sit down and have a pizza. And then the questions again. So you couldn't have any pizza during the pandemic. Oh, no, we could have pizza. Now the kids are really thinking, gee, this guy is fucking nuts. What the fuck was even the problem? Look, it was horrible. We couldn't go into a theater to see a movie. So, you couldn't see any movies at all during the pandemic. No, we could stream movies, and then the kids would be really going, this guy's fucking crazy. This guy's lost his fucking marbles. And then somebody would balls up and say, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if you could have alcohol and pizza and see movies, we're a little confused as to what was so horrible about this pandemic. We had to get those things in new ways that we weren't used to. What the fuck is wrong with you simpletons? We used to be able to go and get our alcohol and go in the bar. Now we had to have it fucking brought to us. And we used to have to go and get a pizza. And we had to have it brought to us. And the kids were like, wait. So you had to have all this stuff like brought to you, brought to your homes. Yes, now you're getting it. Oh, kind of like rich people. Not like rich people. Jeez, what the fuck? Listen, we had to wear our pajamas way longer than we ever wanted to wear our pajamas. And the question is, was there some sort of ordinance or like a fine? Like, then how did they monitor? That's a little creepy if you had pajamas on. No. We could put pants on, but what's the point? We weren't going to go anywhere, so if we put our pants on, that could lead to having to do laundry. And then we'd have to have laundry detergent brought fucking curbside delivery. Are you getting through? No, we don't. We still don't really understand this. All right, let me explain this to you again. We had to live in our pajamas. So we had all different kinds of pajamas. We had kind of nice pajamas that were comfortable and they didn't have any holes in them and everything was fine. And we just lounged around the house. And then we had some really nice pajamas that almost looked like pants in case we had to go out in the world and like sign for something. We put on our super duper special dress pajama pants. But we also had some pajamas that basically should have been thrown away. It was like an elastic strap and you're borderline naked, and you could have your borderline naked bad pajamas on that have holes on them and you should have thrown them away. You could have them on and have a brain fart, and when the FedEx guy comes, you go out to sign it and your junk's hanging out and you go, oh fuck, I ran outside with my fucking naked pajamas on, and his kid's like, this guy, he's really fucking crazy. And then you have to center him and say, listen, you don't understand. Here's the thing about pajamas. Pajamas were never made to be worn out. I don't mean worn outside. I mean to wear out. And pajamas aren't a kind of clothing that should take a beating that gets fucking holes in them. Pajamas are the kind of thing that they get out of fashion and then you take them to Goodwill. We had to do nothing. So do you have any idea how much nothing you have to do to wear fucking holes in your pajamas? And the kids are like, he's fucking crazy. Let's see if we can get out of here. So there you go. Pandemic history speaker. I'm going on fucking tour. Boom roasted. All right, taking some notes here. Here we go again. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. All right. Did you like the pajama part of that? If you did, hit a thumbs up in the chat. I'm curious. And if you hated the pajama part of that, I don't want to hear from you. It's either thumbs up, we love the pajama part, or just don't do anything. And there's some people watching that you can't get in the chat, so never mind that. So you can see here, nobody's going to put a thumbs up on that. We like the pajama, but okay, fuck me and about the goo. It's just that I watch some other live stream shows, like about Dusty Wheel, about the Wheel of Time books, and they always do a, hey, if you like that, hit a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, hit a thumbs down. And the fucking thumbs are flying this way and that way, and I thought, I will try that. And what happens to me? One fucking thumb. Thank you, Clee's sister. Thank you, Clee's sister. One fucking thumb. The voting is closed. No more voting. That's it. Clee's sister, one thumb up. That's it. We have that's it. It's the only vote that's counted right there. That's what it is. The point of that is our daughter sort of kind of wrote the pajama thing, and then I just twanged it. She told me the different things of pajamas, and I put my little spin on it, and I see all the thumbs are coming up now. So since it was my daughter's bit, we will accept these thumbs happily. So there you go. It's also my fault too, because I just threw this fucking thumbs up, thumbs down thing at you willy-nilly. Like you didn't have any chance to practice for that. So that's my bad. So here we go. All right. I missed you guys. That's weird because you're not even fucking here now. But I hope you missed me. I thought about tagging on a show, but I really wanted to focus on throwing down the best show that I possibly could for the live show. But I actually did miss this. And let's see. There's nothing really funny about that. But let me go on with pajamas, boom, roasted. And then we're going to do a chat intermission sometime. Let's see. Oh.
This is a reminder. Hey, Amish comic. Time to try out chat break.
That's Babumsa saying, hey, Amish comic, and fucking Taurus, it's Amish. Time, I can't even talk. I lost the ability to speak in public. Did you notice that? Time to try out chat break. But I think it's a little early for the chat break. But I'm gonna try to do a chat break. But I think it's just a teeny little bit too early.
Kevin Keller said we missed you.
Kevin Keller is in the house there. Thank you. I did. I missed you guys. I really did. I actually love this, and like I say, when we get back to normal, whenever that is, I'll hopefully to keep this kind of thing going here. I'm going back to my cheater notes here. Let's see. Oh. So, one thing that sucks batshit balls for me is that when I do go back to live performance, it's going to have to be the big venues and with limited seating for a while. And I was doing all kinds of small bars, and we packed the fuck out of us little. They're going to be gone for a while. But then, and I'm a homebody, so I'm like a bourbon on the rocks and a Kindle kind of guy. But a lot of people love to go out, and I have been disrespectful to them because I don't fucking go out, so I don't fucking get it. But people actually love to go out and buy shots, and the bar's full, and there's noise. Check this shit out. If you're going fucking batshit crazy, there's everything on YouTube. Put in the YouTube search, barroom chat, barroom noise, something like that. There's 2 hours of recorded barroom sounds that you can play in your house, and you can turn them up real loud so that you can't even hear each other. And then you can, when you talk to your wife and stuff, you say, hey, can you get me a beer? And she go, what? And you can simulate being into a bar, and then when she finally brings the beer over, she can overcharge you fucking for it, $5 for that beer, and then you can tip her that way. And that's not a replacement. That's just like a fix, like a therapy session for those who love to go out. I don't like all that noise, but I respect that some of you do. So you can do the barroom simulator YouTube at home for a while, all right? And you can even get too liquored up and throw each other out. You're fucking cut off, that's it.
And bourbon balls.
And bourbon balls, that's right, bourbon balls. Richter's in the house. Fuck me in a bucket of goo. Okay, so moving right along here. I've got a recent addiction with the Marvel comic films, and if you watch them on Disney Plus, they tell you in what order to watch them. I watch them in any which order but loose, and I'm not. I've seen them all, but I'm not what you would call a Marvel geek. I don't know how the different characters connect because they drop dead in one movie and then they appear in another one, and I don't. And people go, "Oh my God!" I don't fucking get any of that. I don't understand how the dots all connect. I would not be a lifeline if you were on a show to win money. Who wants to be a millionaire? Let's call your buddy to see what the answer is. Don't fucking call me. I remember them for different things. I like Thor, Rangagloomp. That's my favorite one because Jeff Goldblum says Asgard. Asgard. That makes me fucking laugh. And right at the beginning, Thor is laying in like a what do you have in your yard? A bed with strings, whatever the fuck they call it. I don't remember what words are. Like a hammock. Thank you, Mrs. Comic. And he's laying in the hammock and he's trying to talk to a ghoul, and he has to go around in circles, and he's real polite. He says, just give me a second, this thing turns by itself. And then they have a little bit of an argument, and he goes, you are a son of a... And because it's a Marvel movie, you think Thor's going to say, you are a son of a cat farmer. But he goes, you are a son of a bitch. And I just fucking love that they say son of a bitch in a Marvel comic thing. And other things make me laugh too. I don't know why it's funny, but it is. I love when Thor puts his hand out and the hammer just comes fucking flying in there like the Sling Blade Man. Thor, what are you doing holding that hammer? I don't know, I just woke up holding it. And then the joke is later on when he needs it, he puts his hand up And the fucking hammer doesn't show up, and then I laugh, and I don't even know why that's funny. He's like, and it doesn't fucking show up. So that cracked me up. And I watched the first Captain America, and he's a scrawny little string of bones, and that fucking creeped me out. I wasn't ready for that before they got him all hyped up on steroids and shit. And the other thing that makes Thor Rangagloomp the best of the Marvel comic movies is once that thing gets going, and the first big fight scene comes in, pow! They come flying in with the Led Zeppelin. I don't know. Oh, pow! That is fucking badass. Put Led Zeppelin in there. He says, son of a bitch. He says, Asgard. It's just, that's my favorite one. So, check out the Marvel movies if you want to. And if you don't want to, it's, you have freedom to do whatever hell you want. Let me explain to you, what Baboomsa did to me this week. Baboomsa went nuts. That's what Baboomsa went and did. We have our book club, wife and daughter, and our daughter just reads like a normal person, but I gotta have the audio book on to listen to it, and I do follow along, so I read, and it's read to me. And then that's audible, and then I will tell Baboomsa, resume Rhythm of War on Audible. And this week, she fucked me by playing the first night, a whole different book. And I enunciate. I know how to talk to that thing. So, 3 times she dicked with me. And I thought it was my wife's mother. So she plays with my electric from the other side, from the heavens up there. And then I go, Joyce, that's funny once. Twice, not so much. 3rd time, you're just dicking with me. So, then after that, then it got straightened out. Now, night 2, Baboomsa betrayed me, and instead of playing Rhythm of War, she played news. Like fucking cable TV news. You don't understand. I don't like the news. I hate the news. I do my own research. I don't watch the news. I don't fucking trust the news. And why the fuck would I have the news in my Audible? What the fucking ass is that about? So I went into the Amazon complaint department, Baboomsa, and I said 9 paragraphs, and I said, this Baboomsa attacked me. And then the peckerhead said, oh, don't be silly. The Baboomsa didn't attack you. Oh, yes, she did. And I fucking strangled them motherfuckers with the chat, and one of them taught me how to get rid of the news in my Baboomsa and said they would forward my complaints on to corporate. So when they get those, wow, look out. There'll be another place that won't invite me to speak about the pandemic. So what I'm actually going to do now is I am going to do, let's see, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take intermission A. Here it comes. I'm going to peek in the chat. I think you can still hear me. I'm going to peek through the chat. There's Eddie Lane with a Yingling Porter. There's me saying hi. This could be a dumb idea. I'm scrolling through the comments here. There's Clee's sister. We missed me very much. We did miss me very much. Let's see. Scroll through here. Chat. Sitting out by the fire pit. Watching Raymond. That's Eddie Lane. Kevin Keller's in the house. Terry Binghamman. See, I say people's names wrong, and I don't mean to. Let's see. Intermission B. That's intermission A and intermission. So I'm scrolling through. There's the thumbs. All this and that. I thought this part of the show would be more interactive, but again, like the thumbs up thing, I didn't really plan this out well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm in the chat for 2 minutes. Can we hear me? I think we can hear me. So what's funny is because I think we can hear me. Can we hear me while I'm on intermission?
There's a delay. Let me see if I can say something.
All right, we're trying to see if we can hear me.
Yeah.
we hear me? Yes. Okay, here's what's funny is because my wife said that since I'm on a delay, since I gotta type and talk, I feel like a court stenographer. I'm saying the thing and then I gotta type it out. Uh, since I'm on a delay, by the time you hear me or see this, I got mad that nobody is answering my chat. Now this is a dumb fucking idea right there. But there you have it. So I'm on the time delay. I'm trying something new. The chat break. Probably kind of a failed thing, almost like the pee break. Maybe the thing to do would be the chat break afterwards. So I'm going to go back into the screen here. Hang on. A time delay. I'm going to resume this. I'm going back. Going back live. Alright, I'm going back live because, again, I'm dicking around. I'm trying to figure stuff out here. The other thing that I forgot to talk about with the Marvel comic films is, first of all, we always watch the credits for all movies. Mostly because a lot of my friends work in the film industry, so I know what a grip is, and the sound guy, and this person and that guy. And so it takes a lot of people to put a film together. And so the Marvel films have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people in the credits. And I think they did it to make you sit there and watch the credits, because when it's over, then another little scene appears, and like all the superheroes of all the Avengers will be sitting around having tea and pastries and cupcakes and shit, and then they'll mock you. They'll mock you, say, "What are you doing here?" Like Ferris Bueller did. "What are you doing here? The movie's over." So I actually like to do that sometime with my live stream. Have the credits roll. Well, there's no real credits, and then if you're still there, then I come out of the chat, and then I go back from this. Like this would be fake. So you would see this stream ending, and then you go, "Oh, he's gone," and then I would come back like this, and then boom, roast, and some of you would be gone. Say, "What the fuck happened there?" I don't know. Again, I'm trying a lot of shit that probably nobody should try, including me. So there's that.
Susan asked, did you ever have to perform on stage when you didn't feel well?
Oh, that is a great question. Please, sister asked if I ever had to perform on stage when I didn't feel well. Hell yeah, a lot. And sometimes I don't know what it is. I've been lucky because I can feel like death headed to a show, and that adrenaline kicks in just enough to be able to perform. And then when it's over, then you feel like shit again. I actually had a appendix burst on stage, and I didn't know it. They diagnosed me. I can't even talk. They diagnosed me with food poisoning. Then it turns out my wife took me over to the hospital, and right after the show, and they said, "Well, your appendix ruptured," and so they said to my wife, they said, "Well, they said he was at the doctor today. They said it was food poisoning." They said, "I'm telling you, we got to get him into surgery." And then they said, "When?" Like in about 2 minutes, like right now. So, which was kind of great on account of I didn't have time to go nuts or anything, and whatever drugs they gave me were fucking absolutely incredible, because they said count backwards from 100, and I was like 3, and I was fucking gone. Then the very next day, In the hospital room, another guy come in and he said, "You look kind of like Alexa, quiet, stop." He said, "You look like a guy from this comedy show I was at last night." I said, "Okay, so you were at the comedy show last night when my appendix ruptured?" "Yes, I believe I was." So the comedian after me went on stage and said, "Raymond feels terrible. He's doubled over in pain. I think he has food poisoning. And you decided not to help me." "Well, yeah, if you put it that way." He said, "Well, I had a few drinks." I said, "Yeah, well, I was fucking dying. You understand that I would take a drunken doctor over no fucking doctor at all? Can you..." Never mind. So that's a great question, which, again, this is a gray area here because I love animals, but when our daughter was little, we'd go to the circus and all that, and then I know there's a whole big thing with cruelty to animals, and I feel differently about it than I did now, but the animal rights groups would be protesting, and they'd have signs up, and you walk past them, and they were taunting me, and my daughter's just fucking 5 years old, and they'd say, "These animals have to perform when they don't feel good." So do I. How about that? So that's a great question right there. Moving right along here. Here's another thing too. We're still all nuts. We're still all very hateful on Facebook, and people are trolling each other and they're taunting each other and they're going fucking crazy. And right now, a hot topic is vaccinations. Did you get a vaccination or are you getting a vaccination? I want the Pfizer, the 2-shot. I want the Moderna 2-shot. I want the Johnson & Johnson 1-shot. Well, I got mine. I didn't get mine. So you start to get pissed off when people announce that they had their shot. You're happy for them, and you're, "Well, where the fuck's my fucking shot?" And this goes on. And then if you start talking about side effects, everybody seems like they got kicked in the balls, but their balls are located somewhere else. Like sometimes people go, "Oh, I had no side effects whatsoever," and you're happy for them, and you go, "You motherfucker." And other people said, "I felt like I was dying. I was doubled over, pain, all this and that, happy horseshit." So that's the hot subject right now. So I'm saying, while we're all nuts, I'm begging all of you to be extra nice to each other, because it's easy to say what you think is true, but nobody fucking has a clue what's going on. And that's right now what I'm doing, is I'm trying to separate myself from people who know, "I can tell you exactly what's wrong with this," and but nobody fucking knows anything. So try to find the nice, try to help people out if they're going nuts, try to calm them down. If you can help somebody book an appointment for vaccination, fucking do it, all right? I'm not trying to come off as some kind of pot-smoking, hippie, love child, spreading love and joy. Wait a minute, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That is exactly where we want to be. We want to be, "I love you, everything's fine." That's exactly what I want to do. So stop trolling and start hugging. We still got a lot of shit to get through here. Let's see. I mean this from the heart. Again, I can't thank all of you enough for coming along with me on this streaming live from my living room ride. And what became apparent when I performed live last week is that when I go back out there in the world and I'm doing this, this is not stand-up comedy, but you are insiders. I have shared with you, like, my life. My wife's on the other side of the curtain, Sparky flying around. This is all stuff that mostly will not be part of my live show. So I hope you embrace the hanging out of this all, because, we're kind of like some kind of weird club. And then there's my other weird club on Patreon, Unshunned. Thought I had to plug that shit. So let's see here. Oh, here's an old bit. Not an old bit, it's an old recurring theme in my show. Trending on Twitter. Now, see, right when I said be nice to everybody, I'm going to be a dick to some people. Trending on Twitter, white-collar workers who work from home are starting to go nuts. fuck you in a bucket of goo. Like, you know why they're going nuts? I read that fucking article. They're going nuts because they're not used to being home with their kids all the fucking time. And they're going nuts because they can't flirt with the girls in the office at the water cooler. And they're going fucking nuts because they can't call their secretary and have her make fucking dinner reservations and order a present for their wife because they fucking forgot. So fuck you, white collar people going fucking crazy at home. Welcome to our fucking world. And that's another thing I was pissing and moaning about in Steel Stacks when this thing all got started last year, and the parents were trying so hard to make life normal for teenagers. Oh, it was so terrible that they didn't go to graduation, and we covered that. They're lucky they didn't have to fucking go to graduation. Don't feel sorry for the teenagers except for one reason. I feel sorry for them because they're fucking stuck with parents all the time. Like there's teenagers that are happy that their fucking white collar parents are fucking in the office so they don't have to fucking hear this shit all the time. And you owe your teenagers an apology because you don't have to feel sorry for your teenagers because they've been preparing for this pandemic for 5, 6 fucking years, and you yelling at the table, get off your phone. That's very rude being on your phone. Hey, fuck you in a bucket of goo. I am preparing for the pandemic, and when that fucking shit hits, you're gonna have to come to me to learn how to Zoom and stream and fucking FaceTime and all that shit. I'm researching for when fucking there's disaster. So, oh, you owe them fucking kids an apology right there. They've been planning for this shit. I'm having so much fun. I have no intention of leaving right now. Let's see. That's my Twitter meltdown right there. I'm making this up too. This is because the white collar guys, when they lose a lot of money in the stock market, they jump out the window from like the 103rd floor, and some of them now just fucking live on the first floor. So when they lose all that money, they probably jump out the window and just land in a sticker bush. Ha! Fuck me. All right. Here's another thing. I'm guilty of having some unpopular opinions. It is very sad to ride around and see all the businesses closing, stores closed. That sucks batshit balls. No disrespect to anyone who lost their job. But I'm of the mindset that we have too many stores. When I drove across Ireland from south of Dublin to Galway, there were no fucking stores. There were no fucking stores. It was like totally amazing. There was no gas stations and fucking, there was just I drove across the whole fucking country to no fucking stores. So you see all these places for sale and then you get all mad and stuff. Pizza Hut in my own town is closed down and for sale, and the medical people buy up all the buildings. I'm here to tell you, if you have a building that's shaped like a Pizza Hut, that's the only fucking business that can be in there. Nobody's going to buy a fucking Pizza Hut for anything else. You think we're going to go get our fucking vaccinations at a place that looks like a fucking Pizza Hut? Only if they still have pizza. So I'm thinking we're weeding out some of the stores. That's possibly a good thing. So there you go. Too many stores. I feel bad. Boom, roasted. More fun life here is that a few weeks ago, I was talking about when I read or when I get stressed out, I have these hair sticks and I twist them like this and that, and then mine stay up and they just stay up, and then sometimes I can't sleep, and I went nuts last week at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep, and I just pulled them out and I gave myself a fucking haircut. So the hair sticks are gone in the front, but they're still in the back because I can't get back there. And I'm here to tell you, never give yourself a haircut, even if you know what you're doing. My wife, she can fix this for me, but she said, it kind of looks cute. I don't know if I want to look, just, oh. So don't give yourself a haircut, although I could sleep and the hair sticks are gone. Unless you wear a hat. There, my hat whacked into my balls, and my balls are the clackers. I had to do it. It's the cheap balls joke, but there you go. More fun here. This is why this woman is amazing. Okay, so right here is Sparky's cage, and it has a Game of Thrones metal door that opens up, and it stays open all day long, and she runs out on it sometimes to leap somewhere else. and we just stays open all day until it's late at night. Then I got to put her in there. She hisses at me, and then we'll lock that back up so she's safe in case she goes nuts. She can't fly around in the dark. So the other day it was open. This was about a week and a half ago, and I leaned down to pick something up, and the the open door, the metal door, hit right on my forehead. You ever just fucking crash into something like that? It hurt like a motherfucker. It hurt like somebody took a fucking hatchet and stuck it right into my fucking forehead. I was panicking. I'm screaming. I didn't even want to fucking move. I'm screaming for my wife. You gotta help me. I think I've just cut my fucking head off. And she goes, it really doesn't look that bad. And I believed her. Said probably was just a bruise. And then in the next second, she goes, but we probably want to get some band-aids and stuff to wipe all that blood off your face that's streaming down your face now. It was one of those cuts that didn't fucking bleed right away, and then it fucking gushed and went all down my face, and it wasn't really all that bad. But then, there is eventually a point to my stories. I had to put a band-aid right on my forehead. I hit my balls with my hat again. If you cut yourself on your hand, you put a band-aid on it, it's no big deal. You go around in the world and people won't even ask you, what did you do, unless they're real nosy and say, well, how did you fucking do that? But a band-aid on the forehead, you gotta fucking explain that. You just can't fucking walk around with a band-aid on your forehead because there's has to be a fucking weird story. So I was happy to not run around, and then after a couple hours, I forgot that the band-aid was on my forehead, and when I was trying to think up shit, then your forehead wrinkles a little bit. I could feel the fucking tape and shit peeling, holding my fucking skin, and it scared the fuck out of me because I forgot the fucking band-aid was on there. So, if you do cut yourself on the forehead and you put a band-aid, just be prepared that later on when you have a thought and you have to think and your skin crinkles, the band-aid will fucking pull that skin and make you fucking nutser than you already are. Okay, boom roasted, cut my hair, band-aid on the head, white collar criminals fucking meltdown. Not criminals, white collar criminals. That's probably accurate. Pizza Hut, there we go. Let's see. Marvel movie show ending. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off tonight or not. So basically, there you have it. Oh, here I see on the last page it says welcome speech. Okay. All right, there's my welcome speech. So, again, Patreon. If you can get over there, that's where the show footage is going to drop first. Again, I'm not a big fan of subscriptions, but that's basically what it is. And that's where they're going to drop because I got to still try to make some money. Donations have been amazing, but they're going to drop. And you can be a dick. We do it all the time. You can subscribe for a few bucks and then cancel and then come back and then go again, whatever. But that's where they're going to be eventually. I just dropped a silly one on there the other night, 5 minutes or so. And I think it was, I don't know who it was. It might be Kevin Keller who said, I like to watch this on the big TV. The only way to watch Patreon clips on the big TV that I'm aware of would be if you have Apple TV and you can push it to the big TV, to smart TV, or if you have the phone and the Apple TV or smart TV, and you can mirror it. But you need a smart TV for that. That's basically all that's going on there. Let's see here. I am getting ready to wrap things up. I didn't really have a big finish. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to end this show. Thank you so much. I will be streaming live again next Saturday, I do believe. But I'm going to do this thing where I say the stream is ending. Here it comes. And then I'm going to hop in the chat a teeny little bit. So I think you can still hear me. Time delay here. Let's see here. Hang on there. Going over here. Grab this. So I haven't gone yet. I'm going to hang out in the chat here a little bit. There, it caught up. So now, all right. So my wife ran upstairs to go make a wee wee, and she doesn't know that we're still live. So she knows now because she's giggling. But so again, I think you can hear me. Let's see. Putting the official Amish band represents. Do you approve? Well, let's see. Amish outlaws would be your competition. So I can't wholeheartedly approve that because like the Amish outlaws, I'm spelling everything wrong. We got some Happy Easter stuff going on here. Happy Easter, all.
Kevin Kelly said, "Yes, I hear you. Stick around. I have no wife. LOL."
Okay, so now what I did is I did the Marvel movie ending where we sat around, and then it looked like it was over, and then there was credits rolling, and there weren't really credits, and then I came back. Now there's another scene. Oh, the only problem is with this scene is though I didn't really plan out exactly what this scene would be. The scene would be mostly like in the Marvel things where they'd be there having a little tea and crumpets and all that shit. Um, but I didn't really plan that out. So what I will share with you now is I've kicked my tripod there. Um, Two silly things. Sparky loves pizza crust. She can only have the crust. Um, Spur is so fucking smart. And so if she sees a pizza box come in this room, she goes nuts and she runs back and forth and she's beeping up a storm. But she's so smart also, she went nuts. She can now identify the paper plates and the pizza spices. So my wife will bring in hot peppers and the oregano and the hemp we put on there and all this stuff. And she recognizes the pizza spices and goes nuts just from those. And now we also have the illegal alien upstairs. Mary watches cat TV on YouTube. Um, Mary has learned to identify the thumbnail for cat TV. That fucking melts my brain. That melts my brain that a cat can watch TV and recognize a thumbnail. I can't even fucking recognize a thumbnail when I'm creeping around on the internet. What do you click on? Fuck me in a bucket of goo. So our pets are way smarter than us. Bearcat outside fucking with me. It was cold. I had his little system to feed it in the little wet room in the back. And then it got warm. And then the fucker doesn't know to come in or to go out. So then I got to take the food out and crawl it in the house. And then after I do that, in its little cat house, then it comes to the step. Then it wants to come in. Then I got to scare it away. Then it has to fucking go back in the house. I had to crawl back in the house to bring it in. And that fucking goes on. That's actually going to happen tonight. And while I should be relaxing, I'm going to be running bowl of cat food from the feral cat house inside to the back steps where the little heater will be for this fucker. And I'll go through that process like 3 fucking times. Now, What's the point of this story? No point at all. Just like the end of a Marvel movie, The Avengers, you go, well, what the fuck was that about? We stayed and we watched the whole fucking credits, and then there was going to be an exciting scene, and then fucking nothing. But just heard the cat stories, and the thumbnail, and the pizza crust. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now, this will be the end, and the other thing that might happen is you're going to wonder how many times I'm going to keep this thing going.
And no
And
cameo by Stan Lee.
no cameo by Stan Lee. That's a good one. My wife said no cameo by Stan Lee, but maybe, perhaps, we'll get a...
Unless the ghost of him.
Look at... No, never mind. I was going to say we're going to have a cameo by Agent Cooper. But it's just really a face on the pillow. So I am actually going to end this show again, and don't be fooled and sit there and, oh, thank you, thing. There, cameo by Agent Cooper, thing, Adam's Family hand through there, obscure reference. There's that. Thanks for tuning in. I love yous. I miss yous. Like I said, be excellent to each other. Don't be assholes. And I am actually going to shut this thing down now. So don't sit there and go, I think he's coming back. He's not coming back. Of course, that's exactly what I would say if I was trying to trick you. And I was coming back. Where is it? Nope, not be right. Stream ending. There it goes.